Hello, my name is Wayne Alexander, and today we're going to be taking a look at duplicate detection. I'm going to be using the web version of CRM 2011. I can confirm the Outlook version is exactly the same process. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at duplicate detection, and we're going to create a duplicate rule. So first thing we're going to do is navigate over to the settings area of CRM and click on data management. Now the first thing I'm going to do is click on duplicate detection settings. You'll only need to do this once, and this is to ensure that the enabled duplicate detection is ticked, when a record is created or data is ticked, during data import is ticked, and when dynamic CRM for Outlook goes from offline to online is also ticked. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Next we have the duplicate detection rules. Now these rules are what govern the system to flag when it thinks a duplicate has been made or a duplicate is being created. Duplicate detection rules are similar to workflows and customizations in the sense that it needs to be published so that it could be enabled to be used within the system. By default, you would have 3 duplicate detection rules set up when the system is enabled: accounts with the same email address, contacts with the same email address, and leads with the same email address. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a new duplicate detection rule. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on new. And the first thing we have to do is give the rule, a detection rule, a name. Try and be as descriptive as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and call this accounts with the same name. Next, you'll notice base record type and matched record type has red asterisks next to them. I'm going to go ahead and select account as my base record type because this duplicate detection rule is based on accounts. And once I select account, you'll notice the matching record type would automatically populate with account as well. There's a tick box here for case sensitive. I'm going to leave that unticked, so I don't want my my criteria to be case sensitive. And there's another tick box here, checkbox, to exclude inactive matching records. I'm going to leave that unticked as well because if I was to tick that box, what I'm saying is if a record, an account ever got deactivated, I'm allowing a user to create a duplicate record, which kind of defies the point. It would make sense for me to leave that unticked. So in other words, inactive records can be matched against as duplicates, and it would make sense for the user then to reactivate an inactive record rather than to create a new one. Okay, so we put in the name, we put in the record type. Last thing we need to do is put in the criteria. Now, my duplicate detection rule is accounts with the same name. So the first thing I'm going to do in this drop down is select the field in which I'm going to base my criteria on. So I'm going to go down the list until I find, there it is at the very top there, account name. And when I select account name as the field, the system's going to say what is the criteria. I can choose from 3 criterias: exact match, same first characters, or same last characters. If I selected same first characters, you'll notice it will allow me to put in a number. So I can go ahead and put in a number to say first 5 characters, or exactly the same with last characters. I can say the last 4 characters have to be the same. You'll notice there's also a tick box here that says ignore blank values, which is a good idea to tick. I'm going to go ahead and tick that. But what I'm going to use is an exact match because I'm saying accounts with the same name. I'm still going to leave that box ticked to ignore blank values. A typical example: if I was to, if I didn't tick that box and someone created an account called BA, and then someone else created another account called B space A, as far as the system's concerned, it's 2 different records. So I've just made sure to tick that box. I can add as many criteria as I like, but for this example, it's only accounts with the exact match in their name. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and click save and close, and you can see my duplicate detection rule has been created there. One final thing we have to do, and you must always do this if you want to enable the duplicate detection rule for everyone to use, you must click publish. So I'm going to go ahead and click publish, and now that duplicate detection rule has been activated. And what it means is if anyone was to create an account with the exact name of an existing account, be it active or inactive, the system would flag and warn you that warn the user that an account already exists. Last thing I'm going to show you for duplicate detection is a duplicate detection job. Now you can run duplicate detection jobs. These jobs will be based on the detection rules that have been created, and we're going to create a duplicate detection job now for accounts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click on new. And the great thing about duplicate detection jobs is it uses a wizard to help you. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit next. And when I come through to this screen, the system says, what do you want to look for? Well, if I click on the drop down, I can only choose between accounts, contacts and leads. Why? Because there's only been duplicate rules set up for accounts, contacts and leads. If there was duplicate rules set up for other entities, then I'll be able to list them here. So I'm just going to go ahead and say look for accounts and hit next. The great thing again about duplicate detection jobs is you can schedule them to start when you like, and you can get them to run every so often. So if I was to tick that box, I could say run this every 7, 30, 90, 180 or 365 days. I'm going to leave that box unticked because I want the job to run now, as soon as possible. The system automatically gives the duplicate detection job a name, and it timestamps when the duplicate detection was created, and by default it will send an email to me to let me know when the job's finished. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next and finally submit, and what the system will now do is it would search for any duplicate records based on accounts with the same email address or accounts with the same name, because those are the two duplicate detection rules that have been set up for accounts. You'll notice the status reason at the moment says waiting for resource. If I was just to refresh that, it says now says succeeded. And what we could do is we can open up that duplicate detection job, and on the left hand side here we can click view duplicates, and fortunately for me I don't have any in the system, but if I did, the system would list the one record on top here and the potential duplicate underneath, and it'll give you the ability to merge the two records into one. Okay, so I've just showed you how to enable duplicate detection settings, how to create duplicate detection rules, and how to run a duplicate detection job. Thank you.